Hi everybody, this is Brandon with a touch of elegance, gift crafts and more. We are back with our floral satin ribbon. We're going to learn tonight how to make a small, simple bow using our floral satin ribbon. We can use these in place of purchasing those pull bows that at the end of the day they're costing us a little bit of money that we can save in our pockets. So we can, and the pull bows are made out of the same material as these floral satin bows that we're getting ready to make now. So right here, what I have is a roll of floral satin ribbon. This is 100 yards. It's a 2 by 100 yards. And normally what I do is whenever I'm making the smaller bows, I tear them in half. But I don't measure how much ribbon I get, but you'll know how much ribbon you need by the size of bow that you want to make. If this is too much, if you have too many loops, you can cut them off. But I'm getting ready to show you how you can make a floral satin bow. And what I do is just tear it in half. Now you can make a big bow out of this. I use the wide ribbon like this on my sympathy arrangements, but I don't use them on my baskets that big. So you put your two ribbons together that you torn in half. If you want tails, you leave tails hanging, but if you don't, you fold it up inside there. I don't want too many tails on this because these are going to be for my smaller gifts. So what you're doing, I'm sorry, I didn't even show you before I started. What you're doing is just folding it. And that's the size of loop I want. I don't want anything bigger. If I want it bigger, I will make it like this. And that's the bigger loop. If I don't want a big loop, I want a small bow, so we're gonna take it down a little bit and start here. Then I'm just gonna fold it back. Keep folding it back. I want this loop to look like this. Now you can take it around, but I'll show you that later. But I'm just going to hold it in the center, make another loop, and just keep folding it back. Hold it in the center so it won't move. Make another loop. And with these small bows, I make 3 loops because they're for small gifts. 3 loops, and if I have too much left over, I just cut it off. And all we do is fold it in half. I'm just showing you the way that I do it. There's several ways you can do it, but this is the way I do it. I just fold it in half. Just half it up. And of course you see that piece sticking out. I'm just going to let it fall. I'll just let that be a tail. And I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm just going to go right in between and cut just a little slit like this. Don't cut it too far over, because if you do, whenever you go pulling your bows apart, they will break. So you always leave a closing area right here. If you cut it too far over, when you pull these bows apart, they're going to tear off. So this is what you want it to look like. And then what I do is just take a piece of ribbon that I had extra. I always save them. And I just tear a little piece off. This ribbon is easy to tear. I tear a little piece off and I feed it through this little opening so it can be my tie. And I tie it off. I make sure those ribbons go in between those slits that I cut. And I tie it off. Make sure it's good and tight. And just make an extra knot. And then you can put it on your basket or your gift and spread them out, or you can just spread it out before you put it on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread it out before I put it on there, so you guys can see what it's going to look like. And remember, this is the small bow. play with them. And then when you put it on your gift, you just cut your little tails here. You cut those or you place them somewhere else. And you have a small bow for your small gifts. They don't take no time to make. And the good thing about these, you can pre-make these. You can sit down and watch TV and just pre-make you some bows for your small, inexpensive gifts. And there you have it. Okay, say you want to make 2 different colors. Well, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do the same thing. That was my daughter talking in the background. She wants to say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
That's Miss Joy interrupting my video. Okay, and what we're going to do is take our purple, our lavender, do the same thing. You know what? You don't have to do it like that. You can just keep it whole. And we're going to get a piece of pink. Just measure it off, do the same thing we did for the purple, just to make sure they're the same length. And we can tear it at the same time. And this is going to make us 2 bows. So once we tear it in together, we have enough to make 2 bows. So we're going to take this one to make a bow with. We have 2 different colors here. So this is how we make 2 different colors. And I always like to have 4 loops on my small bows. I mean 3 loops. No more than 3 when I'm doing small gifts. And then when I'm doing like the mug gifts, sometimes I just do 2 on one side and 3 on the other. Cut all that extra off because I don't want tails on this. Fold it over. Now you can take it and cut it on the side like this, but like I've said in several other videos, my scissors stay dull. I need to purchase more. I have like 10 pair of scissors and all of them are dull. So this is what I do. I just cut the slit, and it's easy to cut it like that. And I leave a wide enough space so that whenever I pull my bows apart, they won't tear off. Again, I'll get another piece of ribbon, tear a piece off, and this is my tie. I do not use my Chanel stems with these because I think that's just wasting material when this ribbon worked just as good to tie it off. But if you're not comfortable using this ribbon to tie off, use your Chanel stems or your wire, whatever. Not wire, not on a basket, but your Chanel stem. Now, if you're not using it for a basket, you can use wire. Tie my double knot. And you do the same thing that you did for the first one. Just pull them apart. And you have 2 different colors. Now what you have to do with this, you have to separate your colors and separate your loops so your colors won't be so connected to one another. And just work it, just fluff them out, twist your loops where you want them to be at. And then when you get them on your gift, you cut your tails, cut them off, and cut these at an angle. And this is how you can save a lot of money. Instead of buying a lot of pull bows, you make your own bows. And once you get them on your gift, you can twist it how you want to twist it, and you'll see what needs to go where. And I'm going to cut those tails off, and I'm going to cut this. And this is how you make a bow with two different colors. A small bow. Now I don't use them for my big gifts, but if I had to, it's the same method. You use a little more ribbon because you're trying to make a bigger bow. And what I do is just double it whenever I'm tearing it apart, because you got more ribbon you have to work with. And you do the same thing that we did for the smaller bows. If you want some tails for your bigger bows, you just leave your tails and you start here with your fold. We're going to do 3. 4 on that side. Let's see how that's going to turn out. Hey, if it don't turn out right, guess what? We got a lot of ribbon on this spool, and we can make mistakes because it's a very inexpensive ribbon. You get a lot of this ribbon for $6. In some places, they're $5. You do the same thing that you do with your little bows. You tie your piece of ribbon on there. Make sure it's good and tight by making 2 knots. And then you separate them. And if you want your bow real full, you make more loops. In order to make more loops, you have to use more ribbon. I can tell you right now, this is not going to be real full because I only did, I think, 4 on one side and 3 on the other. But if I wanted real full, I would have did 5 on each side. And this is a size I probably would use on something like a medium-sized gift, if I was to use it on a gift. And you just keep working with it until you get it where you want it. And you see how the loops are turned this way? And if you want them turned facing the gift, all you do is twist it. You pull and twist. This one, you pull and twist. Just that simple. And twist. Pull and twist. But once you get them on the gift, you'll know which direction you want it on. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I just want to make sure that everyone gets a chance to learn how to make these bows for your Mother's Day gifts, so you won't have to spend so much money trying to buy bows or trying to buy pre-made bows when you can do them yourself and save a lot of money. But again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until the next video, I'll see you guys later.